anybody who is a policymaker or understands policy would know that this fee, for many reasons, is clearly meant to deter. It's not about the money, in my opinion. It's really meant to discourage visa applicants. So it's coming as a response to what the data shows about the behaviors of visa holders, especially when they get to the US. And the main thing is overstaying and violations.
Hello guys, so welcome back to the channel. So there is a new $250 visa integrity fee, and that is causing a lot of stir among visa applicants, particularly students and visitors visa. So today we are going to share our honest thought. We are going to break it down, explain what this means, every detail that you need to know, and its implication on your visa, and why you should be concerned in this video. So stick along and let's get right into the video. How did you feel when you heard about this new information? I think it started last 2 weeks. We heard about it, that there is a bill that is coming where visitors to the US, when I say visitors, I mean non-immigrant visas, visa applicants will pay about $250 separately, apart from the normal charges that we know now. So I want to ask you, how do you feel about all this? You know, for the past week, we've seen a lot of updates and changes in visa application now. What are your thoughts about this $250 visa integrity fee? Integrity, what does it mean, if you can start from there?
What does it really mean? I think if you read at least the news publications that have come out so far about the bill, it sounds like the integrity is tied to the sort of requirements and expectations of what every single visa should do, right? So the fee, for instance, if you are a student, the requirements of the visa is you go to school, you are a student, you stay a student, and you don't do the things that the visa does not allow you to do while you are in the US. And I think the visa integrity fee, it's tied to that, in the sense that it's a refundable fee that sort of that you commit to the US, saying that, hey, this is a deposit amount that I have, keep it while I have your visa, and I'm going to stick to the rules and the requirements of the visa. And when I'm done and I return to my home country, I will show you proof that I have stuck to the terms of the visa, and because of that, you should refund my money back to me, right? That's essentially the basic term of it.
So, Paul, if I read from the Department of Homeland Security spokespersons and what you told CNBC News, and I'm reading this from the CNBC website, it says that the purpose, basically, say President Trump's one big, beautiful bill provides the necessary policies and resources to restore integrity in our nation's immigration system. So, which means that the integrity is not with the applicant, but it's an effort by the U.S. government to ensure that they bring in policies that restore an integrity, because they are working with data. And according to the data, between 2016 and 2020, 1 to 2% of non-immigrant visitors overstayed their visas in the U.S. Right? And an estimate of 4 to 2% of the approximately 11 million unauthorized population living in the U.S. entered through visitors' visas, using the visitors, the student, that's the non-immigrant. So they've seen that people enter the U.S. legally by getting the right visas, either to visit, to come to school, come for business, or whatever. And most of these people basically don't stay or don't comply to the terms of their visas as to what they can do and what they cannot do, and as to their ability or the requirement for them to return to their home country. Because as you know, the non-immigrant visa grants you a temporary stay in the U.S., and whenever you come, you are supposed to go back, right? So what is the effect on upcoming travelers? Let's start from students, right? So basically, when we look at the cost of applying for a student visa, Paul, can you take us through the cost of applying for student visa? And after we see how this new cost come in, our understanding is that you only pay this money after the visa has been issued. And already there are some visa categories where there is that reciprocity fee,
Yeah.
like
Reciprocity
R1
fee,
visas. Like, so
H1B.
these are all fees that will remain. But
Yeah.
let's start from the student visas.
Yeah.
What are the costs and how does this come in for
Yeah.
students?
I mean, just for the visa alone, definitely there is the visa application fee, also known as the MRV fee. Across the world, I think it's 185 US dollars. That's what they accept. And then there is also the CV's fee, which is 360 US dollars, 350 technically. But if you pay through Western Union, then it's an additional $9.99, which is 360 essentially. That's basically the expense for the visa alone. But there are also other like mandatory fees like transportation to get to the embassy, printing cost if you need to print all the the documents that you need to print, and even before the visa application process, you should have applied to a school. You have a scholarship from the school. You would have worked through the application process, which also costs money. For instance, if you're an undergraduate student, you have to write the ACT. That's something around, let me say, 220, or GRE 220. You pay application fees, maybe apply to 3 or 4 schools. You have, let's say, roughly $80 each. Then we are hitting somewhere around 360. And then you come to the visa application fee alone. So at base, we are looking at something around 1,500, 1,600 US dollars, give or take, depending on the decisions that the person make for a one-time application, right? From
Yeah.
the school application to the visa application. If you get denied once and you reapply, that's plus $185 again. If you get denied 3 times, plus 185 times three, right? So we're looking at somewhere around $2,000 base to be able to make this thing possible. So an additional 250 after your visa application has been approved, essentially it's a financial bedding. So,
And
if you don't have the money, basically right now, it's going to be a big challenge for you to be able to get a visa, essentially.
And Paul, this is huge, especially for students. And for visitor visas, you have to pay the $185 if you are coming as a visitor visa. But obviously, now this $250 will be added up, right? So if your visa is approved, you have to pay that money when this bill is effected. But
Yeah.
the effect is that, Paul, I think basically the general notion or the general idea surrounding this is to discourage people because economically this is hard. Like it's
Yes.
hard to go through the visa application process.
Yeah.
Recently, they reduced the visa from multiple entry to single entry. We don't know how long that policy is going to stay in the system. But granted, if this stays for long, what it means is that why must you spend so much money to
Hmm.
get a visa that will grant you a single entry in the US for just a short stay? And that is a clear way of discouraging, like using money or
Yeah.
using like economically discouraging people and basically discriminating people
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
pushing some sort of barriers,
Yeah.
monetary for other. And Paul, there's also another fee, right? Because initially the I-94 that you get when you enter initially
Yeah.
used to be free,
It used to be
right?
free.
It
Yeah.
it, it was increased to $6. Now it
Yeah.
is $24. So that
$24.
is also another fee that people have to talk about. But Paul, let's go straight to some of the concerns that people are talking about, right? Who must pay? We've already talked about the
Hmm.
non-immigrant visas.
Hmm.
Then the fee is you pay the fee when the visa is approved,
It's
basically.
approved.
And
Yep.
you talk about refund, and in some cases, the refund is not specified as to whether you
Yes.
like the condition for you to receive the money has not been
Yes.
specified at, and we believe they
Yes.
will work on it. So we
Yeah.
don't have enough information to get about like if you want to get your money back, what do you
Yeah.
do, right?
Yeah.
And Paul, we also don't know clearly when this is starting, right? So
Yeah.
it's like the fee has not been implemented, and
Yeah.
it is not clear when it will begin. And
Yeah.
this is also clear issues that people must also think about. So, Paul, let me ask you, like, we talk about effects generally, right?
Yes.
But before we wrap up this, after showing all this, what does this tell you about the way people use visas and the
Mm-hmm.
policies and
Mm-hmm.
how can we advise, especially
Mm-hmm.
because people have genuine interest of traveling to the United States. Like they are good, brilliant students in Africa across the world who are looking for scholarships, who deserve
Mhm.
scholarships, and who are struggling to go through. So this is coming as a result of effects of so many things, right?
Mhm.
So as we are talking and we are trying to explain this to our colleagues and our friends back home, how do we encourage them to be one positive and also stay aware
Mhm.
and when visas are issued, uh,
Mhm.
what must they do? Or basically, how do we encourage ourselves
Mhm.
to live
Yeah.
based on the terms of our visas?
I mean, it's for me, I think it's a two-way thing. In the first place, this whole policy is sort of coming as a response to people's behaviors, visa holders and their behaviors towards visa regulations and rules and requirements. And like you clearly said, anybody who is a policymaker or understands policy would know that this fee, for many reasons, is clearly meant to deter. It's not about the money, in my opinion. It's really meant to discourage visa applicants. So it's coming as a response to what the data shows about the behaviors of visa holders, especially when they get to the US. And the main thing is overstaying and violations. Not just overstaying in the legal way, because like overstaying in itself, Alfred, as you know, is not necessarily the core thing, but it's overstaying through the illegal means. There are so many people who stay here after their visas, but they are able to continue to stay because they transition from one visa to the other and are able to contribute to the US economy through diverse ways. And there's a clear pathway to that.
Like,
That is not what is being
mhm,
punished. Like, like
yeah,
you, like all of us, like everybody else. Like,
yeah.
you come in as something, and then as the more you keep staying here, the more opportunities come, the more new visions you have, new
And
plans you have.
you live by the
You live by
rules.
the rules, and then you
You change your
transition.
status. Yeah, you
Yes,
transition. Yeah,
as
legally.
life goes on, and then you transition legally. That's not what is being punished. What is being punished here is students and visitors and non-immigrant visas and all visa holders who come in and then just overstay and overstay legally and also violate the terms of the visa, do what the terms of the visa is not, set to be done. I think that's what's being punished. And so if there's any encouragement, first of all, we'll go to visa holders, which is like the behaviors of visa holders go a long way to impact policy. And the policies are not always friendly. The kinds of policies that come out of these kind of behaviors are not always friendly. And that means that it affects everybody else, like it is going to affect everybody else right now. Right. So the simple and clear message is you just do your best to stick to the terms of the visa. Right. And it's good for you yourself, it's good for your future, and it's good for other people who are also going to be visa holders. But the other side of the thing is also the policymakers. In this case, it's going to
Mhm.
be U.S. Embassy, U.S. USCIS, U.S. Department of State, all the people making the policy. I think that there's sort of, I know what the data says, and I understand how data can be used to inform decisions, but also there's a little bit of a nuance that always has to take place because uh, the truth is people don't like people don't always, and I'm trying to be very careful here, right? People don't always um, you know, come into this country and then do the things that they do for their own benefit only. Like clearly the US economy benefits from, visa holders in various forms. So the wish that I have sometimes is that when these sort of policies and these narratives go out about visa holders, I wish that it would come in the full package that it does, so that it also shows the kind of benefit that US economies also gain from visa holders, and not just the one-sided, oh, visa holders have done this and visa holders have done that, and
Yeah.
that's the sad part. But for encouragement's sake, like visa policies are real and it affects people's lives, and so all of us should try as much as we can to stick to the terms of the visa, and it's as simple as that.